Okay, we have a surface area and volume problem here. Let's take a look at what we have. We have two formulas right here that we're going to use in just a second. We have a lateral surface area of a cylinder, and we have the volume of a cylinder. So let's go ahead and draw our cylinder here. So let's see. Draw us a little cylinder. There we go. It says determine the height and the volume of a cylinder. So we need to figure out what is the height, what is the volume of a cylinder with a lateral surface area of 90 pi square inches. And it has a radius of 5 inches. So we can go over here, put us a radius of 5. Now, lateral surface area is the surface area around the cylinder. And they give us this formula for that. So let's write our formula down here. It says surface area is 2 pi r h. Now, what it's asking for, the problem is asking for, it's saying determine the height and the volume. Well, in order to determine the volume, I have to have pi, I have to have the radius, and I have to have h. I don't have the height. But what I do have is I have the surface area, which is 90 pi. And I have some information here, 2 pi. I have the radius, which is 5, times 5, times, I don't have the height. So what we're going to do is we're going to solve this equation here to get the height. Once we get the height, we can take that and plug it into the volume formula. All right, here we go. Now what we want to do is we want to get h over here on the right by itself. That means we're going to move everything to the left. So we can start with the 2 if we wanted to. The opposite of multiplying by 2 is to divide by 2. That becomes 45 pi equals pi times 5 times the height. Since we're multiplying everything on the right, we're just going to divide it out. So divide by pi. Well, when I divide by pi over here, guess what? It cancels out. So I have 45 equals 5 times the height. We're multiplying everything on the right, so do the opposite. Divide by 5, divide by 5. That gives me a height of 9. So I know that the height is 9. Let's rewrite that. All right, so we have the height. It is 9. Once we have that, we can plug that into our formula here because volume is pi r squared h. We have the radius, we have the height. Let's find the volume. Okay, let's move this over just a little bit. No, tell you what, let's go over here. So volume is pi r squared h. So volume equals pi times the radius squared. That's 5 squared times the height. We actually have the height here, right? It's 9. So the height of this cylinder is 9. Now we just need to do some math here. We're going to leave this in terms of pi. We're not going to do 3.14. Leave it in terms of pi. So we can say pi times 5 squared is 25 times 9. And then we can go pi times, now I know 25 times 10 is 250. So if I just subtract a 25 from that, that would give me 225. So we have 225 times pi. We're going to leave it in terms of pi. All right, so let's look and see what we have here. The question is asking, what is the height and the volume? Well, the height is 9. The volume is 225 pi. There we go. So we see our answer is B.